I don't believe it would be an overstatement to say that one of the most brutal maladies that thousands of us Yidden deal with daily and suffer from is actually treated improperly. The number one go-to fix only further exacerbates the issue. This issue plagues millions of people, and often the go-to cure only makes the issue worse. Friends, Jews, countrymen, please lend me your ears as I try my best to convey how an explicit pasuk in our parsha, Rabbi Yerucham tells us, explains to us exactly how we can put an end to our stress, our worries, our mental fatigue, our nervousness, and our anxiety. In Hebrew, it's called bilbul. It's called being shaken up, being nervous. And it's surprising, truly, how frequently this topic comes up and needs to be addressed. And as we'll see, Purim has come early this year. There is a total v'nahavoichu, a total flip around as to what a person should try to do to get relief. The normal approach is to find a relaxing place, to find your happy spot. When escaping from troubles, we try vacation, we travel to exotic lands, we even search for peace, serenity in a vacation-like atmosphere, even in our own cities. Anything to try to bring some physical pleasure to alleviate the pain. But we know that that doesn't work, but for so long. A temporary fix, if anything at all. We use all sorts of different coping mechanisms. From food, to drink, to books, to movies, to use your imagination. And maybe, just maybe, we think, well, if I had a pina colada in hand and I was in Tahiti, well, then I would have peace. But experience tells us that that's not the case. These things won't cure us of our issues, and they will not bring us the peace we so badly desire. In fact, menuchas haguf, bringing gratification to the body, really makes the problem worse, for the essence of the issue is that things and circumstances are not perfect. They're not as you had hoped. You wish things were a different way. And now we search to find the perfect situation, the perfect vacation spot, the happy place. But that only brings to that every other moment that you can't be at the perfect vacation spot, you're uncomfortable again. It only further solidifies the distaste towards my current and present situation. Every moment that you're not on vacation, you're miserable. When you're not in the happy zone, happy place, it's tough. It's like trying to put out a fire with a can of lighter fuel. No matter how much you pour on it, you're only going to make it larger, increase the flames, and feel more uncomfortable, and a desire to go back on vacation, to find more peace, and the cycle begins. You want the truth? The pasuk tells us. Perplexing words, telling words right underneath our nose. Issachar chamar goram. Issachar is a strong-boned donkey. Roivet bein hamishpasayim. He rests between the boundaries. Vayar menucha ki tov. And he saw that peace, serenity, tranquility was good. Ve'es ha'aretz ki na'ema. And the land that it was pleasant. Issachar wanted peace. So what did he do? Here's where we take a left turn. Continues the pasuk. Vayet shechmo lispol. He bent his shoulders to bear the load. He wanted peace, so he burdened himself. He wanted to relax, so he bent down like a donkey to put the packages on his back in order to find tranquility. From the beginning of the pasuk to the end of the pasuk, how can we make sense of this? This seems like the opposite of what one should be doing if they're looking for peace. But the creator of the body and the creator of the human mind in our consciousness and subconsciousness educates us here and tells us how we can find peace. And it's the opposite of what we often do. I'm going to say the words as Rabbi Yerucham says them, and then we'll try to explain it. If you want peace, if you want to take a deep breath and feel happy and content inside, then there's one thing that you must do. You must clarify and understand your goal, your one singular mission. You must understand your chovaso ba'olamo, your obligation, where you need to get to in life. Put it in front of you and then charge towards it through the days of your life, welcoming every setback along the road, enduring it, but not getting bumped off course. The famous words of Ramchal, Yesoida Chasidus v'shoyesh ha'avoida ha'temima, the perfect avoida, is for a person to know she'isparer v'yisametz eitzel ha'adam ma chovaso ba'olamo. What is my obligation in this world? What is my one unique mission? I'm a small town kid, and I was brought up in a small, sleepy, and cozy town in Virginia. And we're not famous for much, but the famous Navy SEALs, America's greatest soldiers, train not too far from my house. Now, to be a Navy SEAL or any elite soldier, you must be calm under pressure. The soldiers must be able to fire with pinpoint accuracy no matter how many bullets are flying. They must be able to be bold and not break under pressure. So if you would like to teach peace, why don't the soldiers kick back on an easy chair and learn how to relax? But in fact, the exact opposite happens. The famous Hell Week happens, where right before they are to graduate, to go on their missions, they go through a week of the most inhumane, brutal challenges, learning to literally breathe underwater, climb mountains. They break the human body. Afterwards, and only afterwards, are they now Navy SEALs and ready for action. To become a chayil, to become a warrior, means that I have withstood the tests and nothing can touch me, for I've already seen it already. Bullets flying, been there, done that. Inner turmoil, I'm okay with that. They have a clear objective to become the best soldier possible. And then withstanding the brutal training, they elevate themselves. Each task becomes another notch in the belt until literally they become untouchable in battle. And the opposite is true when we find Paro woke up from his dreams in Parshas Miketz. He couldn't handle what these dreams meant. The pasuk says, "Vatipoem rucho." Rashi explains, his head was like a ping pong ball, bouncing back and forth, which is frequently how people that are stressed out describe what their brain is doing. We can't remain present or focus on what our job is. We are living in 3 different places at one time, trying to do 10 things in one moment. Menucha is the opposite. To find peace, it means to chart your path, then stay the course to that one mission, that one objective that you must accomplish. And when the ship starts to shake and the setbacks come, you remain strong, enduring them, putting another notch in your belt so that the next time it comes about, you can say, I've been there, done that. You can rely on your experience. You know that when you do your ishtadlus, you do your best, you daven to Hashem, you have betachon, things work out. And if they don't, you're also okay with that because you are headed towards one direction and everything else is just background noise. My dad once told me that addiction comes from an inability to tolerate. We all have daily problems. Some of us can tolerate it better than others, but the ability to tolerate the pain and to keep marching on, day after day, you will continue to increase your peace, your inner peace, real menucha, a breaking of the body, but a healing of the mind. As an example, we know what a bride and a groom are on their wedding days. It can be tough to remain calm. When things are off or things aren't going as planned, it can quickly lead to a place of bilbil. People can become distraught. But even on a day like that, a day that is such a happy day, there still is that one objective. If a person still knows that I'm headed towards this place, and this is a great day and a large step in the right direction, and when the things don't go according to plan, he still stays the course, absorbing all of the different unforeseen impacts. He builds his character and he builds his peace. Conversely, a good friend of mine told me that he heard from a great Rosh Yeshiva, a great Maggid Shir, someone who has helped build young men into Torah giants. This is what he has done for 60 years. He admitted that the way that he wants to go, the way that he wants to leave this earth, he wants to die giving shir. He wants that he should be in the middle of his shir, and that's how it should end. He knows clearly what his objective is in this world, and he tenaciously attacks it. I know this man, and I've never seen a more peaceful person. There is an overarching and all-inclusive goal, which is to get to the next world and bask in Hashem's glory, to sit with the righteous in Olam Haba. And we all are included in that general mission to do mitzvos to get there, to perfect ourselves to reach that ultimate destination. But at a specific individual level, we all have an individualized mission that we also must accomplish. This must be so clear. And as Napoleon once said, if you set out on a mission, not knowing where you're heading, you're most definitely going to get there. We all know people that have found their mission. Every day they wake up excited, always high energy, embracing the challenges, often living busy lives that seem that there's no peace. But then you meet them and you talk to them and you understand that this person has really got it going on. He really does have inner peace. So your mission, should you choose to accept it, and when you understand what it is, chase it down. And when the bumps along the way come and the discomfort comes, you should embrace them. Look forward to them as opportunities to put these challenges in your trophy case and to add them as new notches on your belt. Remaining balanced and keeping your mental equilibrium while chasing down your one dream is where shalom begins. And just like Pinchas, who was rewarded with the covenant of peace when he murdered the sinners in the street, those acting inappropriately, bifar hesia, Pinchas was granted peace in conjunction with his murder. The reward for a murder was a covenant of peace. For peace comes from the word shalem, to be wholesome, to have an objective, to know what you're doing, to be fully balanced. So it's not a question at all. Yaakov Avinu in our parsha, with his words towards Issachar, tells us how to find peace. Issachar, you want peace, and is a prerequisite for Torah study. So you learn to shoulder the load, to bear the burden. For that's the way to find peace. Hoping for the vacation days when they're months away can be brutal. Trying to learn when you're someone that needs the air conditioning can be very tough. But when the mission is perform God's mitzvos and my individual destination that I need to get to, well, then you welcome 2 months more until the next vacation day, and you love when there's no AC, and you say, is that all you got? A headache and a stub toe simply melt away. When you're moving towards your goal, inching closer towards what you feel like you have to do, a mission that must be accomplished, enduring all the different blows along the way, then, and only then, can you truly become untouchable.